Harry Potter. And then we're going to sort of base this one today, not on Joseph, but on this type of model, okay, so slightly more basic. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm not going to focus on, as I said, sizes of clay. I'm really just going to show you how to make, all right? So I'm going to crack on with that, and hopefully this will be a quick tutorial for you rather than my usual chat the whole way through it. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to start with the body. So I'm going to take some green clay, and this would be the bigger amount of clay for your body, okay? So a bit of green clay. As I said, you know, this is a good opportunity to use any of your extra colours that you've mixed up and maybe haven't been able to use. So this is a green that I have added black to, so it's a slightly darker green. And it's just spare because I've used it to make other models, so I'm going to use it. So stretch and fold, as you know. Roll a ball. Make it nice and smooth, guys. Okay, no wrinkles or creases, and the harder you roll, the smoother that becomes. So what we want to do is roll forward and back on one side to make sort of in between an egg and a droplet. Turn it up on its end, give it a tap on the table to flatten that out so that he stands up. Okay, and he's a wee bit pointy, so he's not going to hold his head if he's a wee bit pointy on the top there. So thumbs up, press down, and if you think he's squished down a bit too much, just turn it on its side, give it a roll, and then just do the same thing again. So that's his body, as simple as. Let's set that to one side. Okay, now I have already made up some skin colour. So I've just went for a sort of pink coloured skin. So for his arms, I'm going to take a little bit of clay. Again, not too much. Small amounts go a long way. Stretch and fold. Roll a sausage. Cut it in half, roll two ball shapes, back into two little droplets or sausages, whatever you find easiest. Give it a tap on the table, flatten out the sleeve, okay, so you want that to look like a sleeve. I'm going to take my skin colour here, I'm going to take a portion of that, enough for two hands, stretch and fold, roll a sausage, cut it in half, roll two ball shapes, okay, two ball shapes. I'm going to pop those onto the ends of the arms. You can either leave them as ball shapes or you can give them a squeeze with your finger and your thumb. Flatten those out a little bit for arms. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave one off, okay, because I'm going to do something at the end just to add on, just give it a wee bit of detail. You don't have to do the detail. So I'm going to add one arm. So I'm just going to pop this on. Right up at the top there, guys, onto the shoulder. Put his wee arm on, okay, because our arms start at the shoulders, not halfway down the body, which is what a lot of our little ones tend to do, put them on halfway down the body. Okay, so let's set that to one side. So that's his arms done. We're flying. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give him a little neck. So a small amount of the skin colour clay. Roll it into a ball. Into a short sausage. Squeeze it until it looks like a mini marshmallow. Pop that right in the middle on top. And there we have a little neck. Now at this stage, this is where you might want to add a bit of detail. I know this is what I do. I end up talking more than I should. Okay, so you see this wee guy has a collar. Okay, which is basically just a flattened sausage, guys. You want to add that? You go for it. Okay, so this again is just a little basic one. Okay, so we've got a neck. So what we're going to do, we're going to give him a head because that's important. Okay, so I'm just going to measure out sort of size that I think I want that to be. It's quite a big head. That'll do. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of clay out there, and that's going to be for the nose and the ears. So stretch and fold. Right. Now, stretch and fold. Let's roll a ball. Take out all your imperfections, any lines or creases there, guys. Okay. Seems odd because we're going to add some wrinkles because it's a grandpa. But let's get it nice and smooth initially, okay? Now, You can keep it as a round ball as a head if you wish. I prefer to change the shape up a little bit. So what I'm going to do, put it in the palm of my hand, roll forward and back until it's an oval shape. So more oval than anything else. Okay, so look at this wee dude, just to keep me right. Okay, so what we want to do, all right, what we're going to do is give him his moustache first, okay, and maybe a little beard. So I'm going to take some white clay, what I think I might need. I'm going to give him a wee bit of hair too. So take a good enough portion there that's going to do everything that you're going to need. I'm going to take a tiny wee portion of black, drop it into the white, stretch and fold, and this is going to make your grey. Okay, now don't worry about mixing through all of that. You know, if there's little lighter bits and darker bits, that just adds texture. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. It's not fully mixed through, but good enough. Okay, so I'm going to take a small portion of that, just a pinch. Okay, I'm just looking to see that it's one piece. Okay, so a wee stretch and fold, and you just want to put some little lines and wrinkles in there. So it's just stretch it and fold, and whenever you stretch it out, leave it like that. Give it a wee scrunch. So it's just like a very uneven sausage. Okay, and we're going to pop that on just under halfway, and again just give it a wee scrunch there. Okay, with your tool with the little ball on the end, you're going to flatten the front, push in to the head, the middle at the front there, because that's where your nose is going to go. Just flatten that a bit. Okay, so flatten that a bit, take some clay for the nose, roll a ball, and then again an oval shape, pop that onto the front as his little nose. Now top tip, take a little portion of red, tiny little portion of red, okay? Just a pinch is all you're going to need. Okay, I'm going to stretch and fold on that a little bit. Not overly important to stretch and fold on this particular bit, but stretch and fold anyway. Okay, roll a ball and then flatten it down onto the table. Okay, just this little bit of red. Lick your finger. Rub the red so that the dye comes off the red and onto your finger, and then pat onto his cheeks. Same on the other side. And you know what? Give him a wee red nose as well. How cute. Okay, so he's got little rosy cheeks and a little rosy nose. Now that bit goes in the bin, guys. Let's not put that back into your clay. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to add his eyes. To make it really simple, you just roll two ball shapes and pop them right on there. Okay, so that would be the same as this girl here. So two eyes, you haven't made any holes. To give it a bit more detail like this one, what you want to do is create a little hole. So using your official pointy tool, you would push in, give it a wiggle, and then roll the two ball shapes and pop them into the hole. This one here, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to take a tiny little pinch of white, stretch it out, fold it back, roll a sausage shape, cut it in half, roll two ball shapes, flatten those down a little bit, pop them on just above the nose. Okay, and then take two little bits of black, so roll a sausage, cut it in half, roll two ball shapes, take those and pop those on just like that. Okay, so the kids like to do that wee bit. Okay, so that's grand. So what we're going to do is give him some eyebrows. Now he's grey, so we're going to give him grey eyebrows. So take a pinch of the grey, roll a sausage, cut it in half. And you can just roll 2 little sausages, guys, or you can stretch and fold and make it a bit more textured, and then just scrunch it all up into like little sausage, little uneven sausage, and then pop that on top of, just above his eyes. Two little eyebrows, okay, so he's quite happy, he's quite surprised. That's what we want him to be. Okay, so I'm gonna give him some ears. Roll a sausage again, cut it in half, roll 2 ball shapes, flatten those down a little bit, and you can put a little line into the center of these, okay, so you can use your pointy tool here. The little jagged edge, just turn that to one side, push down into the middle, just to create a little line, okay, and the line goes towards the head. So lift him up, go from the eyes across to pop your ears on either side. So just run along the side, so where you see his eyes, right to the very side of those eyes is where your ears are going to go. Okay, now we are going to give him some hair. Okay, now you can give him as much or as little hair as you want. This wee guy here, he has a little bit coming around the back because grandpas sometimes don't have a lot of hair. Okay, so we're going to give him some hair. So I've got quite a bit here and it needs to be used, so why not? We're just going to use it all. So he's going to have a good portion of hair here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take half and I'm going to stretch, and in fact I'm going to take a wee pinch off that again, stretch and fold, roll a ball into a slight oval shape, press down, so a flattened oval shape. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at the side of the ear, okay, and then we're just going to bring that up and then just flatten that onto the back of his head. So I'm going to try and show you that. Okay, so there we go. From the side of the ear, nice and gently, you don't want to squeeze his head, and just at the top there. So you're only sort of covering one portion, we haven't covered this side at all. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a pinch off the other half, and we're going to do the same thing, guys. Okay, so roll a ball, slight oval shape, press down, okay, and then we're going to go from the other ear, so behind the other ear, and you're going to overlap the bit that you've already got on there. Okay, so we've overlapped that, so if you can see there. Okay, now he looks a bit odd at the minute, but don't worry about that. That's what these 2 bits are for. So we're going to create, so see my wee bits here, we've got the wee bit to this side and the bigger bit to this side, which is just awful at the minute, but there we go. So we're going to stretch and fold, smaller piece if you have it. Stretch and fold, just make it nice and lots of lines in there and lots of texture, okay? So once you've got a piece of clay like that, you're going to put that onto the shorter side, just above the ear. You're going to do the same with the other one, and if it's slightly bigger then even better. Stretch and fold until you've got all your little lines and wrinkles in there. That's what you want, a bit of texture. And that's going to go to the other side. So this grandpa has a good old set of hair. He's pure grey, but he's got a lovely mop of hair. There we are. Okay, now top tip, okay, this wee neck may not hold this wee guy, okay, so you might put this head on and his wee head might just flop to one side. So to prevent that, if you've got some cocktail sticks at home, guys, take a cocktail stick, okay, and you're just going to feed this down into the middle of your little guy's, your little grandpa's body, okay, so nice and carefully hold the neck as you're doing it. So one finger to the front, thumb to the back, mums and dads might want to do this. Okay, cocktail stick, just push it down into the body as gently as you can. Okay, obviously leaving a good portion at the top there to hold his head. Okay, now before you've done that, like mums and dads, you can take the point off those cocktail sticks just by breaking that top bit off if you're wanting the kiddies to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this wee dude and we're going to put his head on. So you just take him, slide it down onto the cocktail stick, okay, and then we have his wee arm, okay, and I did say I was going to do something, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him holding a wee mug of tea, sure, why not, okay, so let's have him holding a white mug because that's the nicest colour of mug to drink tea out of, in my opinion. Okay, so take a tiny wee portion of that for the handle, just a pinch, okay, with the other piece, roll it into a ball. Okay, and then into a sausage shape, not too long, about sort of like a tic-tac sweet, okay? So, just like this then, with your finger and your thumb, push down a little bit. Okay, and you can roll that on its side again if you wish, and you can set it on the table and push at the top, turn it upside down, push it on the top, just like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take this tool with the little ball on the end, and I'm just going to push into the top just to create a little dip or a little well. Alright, now what colour is tea? It's like a brown colour. So I've got this little pinch of clay that's left over from the skin, okay, and it's like a peachy colour, so we need to make that darker, don't we? So I'm going to add a little bit of black. Let's add a little bit of black. I want to make like a brown colour, okay, so a little bit of black and then a little bit of orange. That looks like tea. Doesn't look like the best cup of tea, but you know. Okay, so take a piece of that, just a wee pinch, roll it into a ball, press down a little bit, flatten that a little bit, and then pop that into the center on the top of your mug, and you can push that down with your tool. Take your other piece of white. There's a bit too much there, so I'm going to pinch a little bit off, so you only need a small amount. Roll it into a sausage, and you are simply going to take this sausage, touch it onto the top of your mug, curl it round, touch it onto the bottom of your mug, cup of tea, and then we're going to add this on to our wee grandpa. He looks a bit like Albert Einstein. There you go, if you're lucky to have a grandpa like that. Now, so let's put his wee arm on and have him holding his wee cup of tea. Now, to be able to secure that wee cup of tea, guys, I've touched that onto his tummy, okay, and then that means his wee cup of tea won't just fall down. There we go. Okay, so you can give him legs, you could give him a wee body. Here's his counterpart, okay, his chum. That's who he has wee chats with in the park, obviously at a 6 foot distance. So you can give him wee legs like that. It's simple enough. Guys, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you can use your clay at home. And thank you to our mummies that are sending in little requests like this, and I hope you have fun making your grandpa or your daddy for Father's Day, which would be lovely. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and just having made that, I'm going to go have a cup of tea. See you later.